this half of our program, we are welcoming Amy Hewes from Intermissions. Good morning, Amy.
Good morning.
You're one of the coordinators there. How are things in Intermissions these days?
Things are a blast as always.
Good. I know it's always a busy place. Lots of things going on. So do you want to first talk about your open house?
Yeah, that would be
Okay.
great. We are going to be having an open house next Friday, December 27th,
Okay.
from 1 to 3 o'clock. It's a chance to come and see our space. Normally, we don't have people coming in and out
Right.
because we're down there all the
Right.
time. So this is for prospective participants or anybody just curious.
Just wants to see what it's about. And it could
Yeah.
be for potential volunteers, too,
Exactly.
to see what it's like.
We do still have some openings for volunteers as well.
Good. So the open house, and I'm thinking this would be an opportunity, maybe people who were thinking about it would have children or relatives in town, that they
Exactly.
might want to come and look at it with them.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yes. So I know the resident services coordinators are also trying to put the word out to families that
Okay.
that will be doing this that day.
Oh,
and-
that's good.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I hope we get a good turnout. We'll have some displays of some of the different things we do during
Okay,
the day.
good.
So some of maybe the musical instruments that we play, or some art projects that we've done.
Good.
Things to get the conversation started.
So that's on December 27th, when everybody will be finished with all the Christmas hoo-ha and going, what do I do now? And they can drop down to see you all that day.
Exactly.
So for someone who is enrolled for Intermissions, there are 3 possible time periods that they could come. The one is all day, 10 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. And then at lunchtime, you bring everyone up to Woodland Skies and eat lunch.
Right.
So this is this occurred to me last night. If they go there for lunch, is that a flex meal or is that included with the Intermissions program?
That is included with the Intermissions program.
Okay, so they would still have a dinner meal to eat that day.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's included with the fee. Then, but if you didn't want to stay all day, you could come from 10 in the morning to 1 in the afternoon, which still, it always includes lunch. Whenever it is, it includes lunch. Or you could come from noon to 3 p.m. So the same time periods, just
Yeah.
and different activities, I'm sure.
Yeah, so we always put out a monthly calendar of what's going on,
Okay.
and we'll do something special in the morning and something special in the afternoon.
Okay.
And yeah, the whole group is together at lunchtime. One thing I wanted to mention
Yeah.
that might be new since last time we were on, we've worked with Woodland Skies, and we're really excited that we now have a lunch menu to order from every day.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because I wondered, so the residents can, it's not just whatever they're given. There is a lunch menu from which they can order, and this is a special menu for them.
And this is a big step from when I first started in Intermissions about 4 years ago. The way we did lunch was we called up to the kitchen and let them know how many people we had, and they would bring down a cart full of lunches to our program room, and we would serve the meal down there. Of course, you can't please a group of
Sure.
14 people.
Can't please a group of 2 people sometimes.
Yeah, so it's much nicer to go up to Woodland Skies with the nice windows and view, and get to choose what we eat.
And I think, in my viewpoint, part of it would be that it's much more likely that someone might actually eat their food in a more social environment, rather than someone who's maybe been in their own apartment and just it doesn't feel like fixing food or doesn't want to go and eat alone.
I know that happens to me on the weekends. Sometimes I just forget.
Yes, it would to me. It's like, oh, eating. Oh, darn, I missed that.
Yeah.
But this would ensure that they have a full meal and probably more likely to eat with others there.
Yes.
That's a good part of the program.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what happens in Intermissions? If someone signed up, I don't know what the right word is, enrolled in Intermissions, and there is a cost, it's
So for the 3-hour half-day program,
Okay.
it's $50 per session, and for the full day, 10 to 3, that's $80.
okay. Let's say I signed up for the $50 session. Do I must come every day?
No.
Oh, okay.
So usually people start out coming twice a week.
Okay.
And so you can come between 2 and 5 days a week. We have that
Okay.
that flexibility, so that you can kind of increase as your schedule changes,
Right.
or your interest changes.
So that could potentially be good for some respite care in some cases.
Yeah, although I will say the majority of our participants do live alone in their apartments.
So the real value to intermissions is being with other people and being stimulated.
Yes.
In some way other than just sitting.
Yeah, there's a lot of research behind why socialization is so important in maintaining all aspects of health, especially cognitive health.
Are there any health requirements of someone using an EMV or a wheelchair? Could that person come to intermissions?
They could. There are two of us here, so we kind of have a limit on how many wheelchairs that we can push.
Yeah.
But we do have a couple people right now who attend with wheelchairs. You do need to be able to use the restroom independently, not need help with those activities of daily living. That might be a signal that it might be time to look at Garden Ridge.
And I was just going to say that refers back to our previous guest and making those kinds of decisions. So you have volunteers who help there also?
We do. We have a thriving volunteer program.
Good.
And those folks come in, they're mostly residents, although we have one who comes up from off campus.
Oh, wonderful.
They help engage with the residents who attend, help us as an extra set of hands for projects, just help keep the conversations going.
So if someone's looking for some place to volunteer, a New Year's resolution, you're going to volunteer for something, it would be a good way to find out to come to your open house.
It would be. And I'll say we have kind of two types of volunteers.
Okay.
One who comes on a regular schedule, so like every Tuesday from 10 to noon. Just to help out with whatever we're doing.
Whatever is needed.
And then the other type of volunteer would come in for a special thing that they're leading. For example, Kay McCurdy comes to bring her pet therapy visit.
Okay, so she brings her dog.
And so we have a couple volunteers who do things like that.
Okay.
So if you have a special skill or
But even if you don't have a special skill, you can find a use for them,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah. So you brought your guitar with you today.
I did.
You'd like to sing a song for us?
I would.
Okay.
So my background is that I'm a
You're a music therapist. Yes, right.
So we do a lot of music therapy in the Intermissions program. And what that is I'm trained to use music to help people achieve goals that are maybe non-musical. So in Intermissions, it's to facilitate that socialization that we're looking for. We also work on a lot of cognitive skills, building and maintaining those as much as possible.
And music, I think, is one of the things that seems to be maintained. I read something the other day about, even with Alzheimer's, the part of the brain where music resides really isn't affected.
Exactly.
Which is very interesting.
Yeah, music uses all areas of the brain.
Yeah.
So when one part is damaged, you can still kind of achieve those tasks through music when you might not be able to otherwise. A lot of people have been able to rehabilitate their speech through music.
Through music? Well, there was, I don't remember the name of it. There was a country music singer whose name Mel Tillis, maybe. I could be making that up. But anyway, he had a very pronounced stutter, except when he was singing.
Yep.
Not at all. It was very interesting. So please, what are you going to sing for us?
Sure. So this song is one that we wrote in the Intermissions program as a group.
Oh.
I like to bring in a game called Songwriter Circle, and we'll have somebody pick a topic out of a hat, and somebody pick a tune out of a hat, and then we have to combine them and rewrite the lyrics of that tune to be about the topic.
That sounds hard. That would be difficult for me.
It is hard.
My mother would have loved something like that.
But you'll be able to see how good everybody is at this type of thing. So the tune is It Had to Be You, and the topic is the color orange.
Okay. It had to be you in orange.
Yeah.
Okay.
It had to be orange. It had to be orange. It used to be green. and that was so keen, but now it's orange. It used to be yellow, but that was too mellow. It used to be red, that's what I dread, thinking of you. It used to be pink, and that used to stink. It used to be blue, but that was too new for my love for you. It used to be brown, but that was downtown. It used to be gray, that was yesterday. It had to be orange, wonderful orange. It had to be orange.
That's wonderful. So that gave good practice in coming up with ideas in rhyming.
Yep.
Lots of different things. So you put it together and everybody sang along.
Yep. And this probably came together in about 10 minutes.
Really?
Yep.
That's great.
So we'll usually be able to write, I don't know, 4 or 5 songs in our 45-minute songwriter circle session.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So obviously people enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So that's just one example of
That's
what we do.
Music therapy.
Yeah.
That's very interesting because I think all of us were thinking, at least I was thinking music therapy, well, I'll sit there and listen to somebody perform. But that's not it at all.
Nope, it's very active. So
Good.
Active in songwriting, music making, singing.
That's
all
wonderful.
Kinds of things.
Good deal. They're telling us we have very little time left.
Okay. Well,
what else would you like to add?
I'll just say we'll be back next month and sharing something else that
And
we
we'll
do.
look forward to it. So you're a music therapist, and your cohort, whose name I forget,
Rachel Baker.
Rachel, she's a dance therapist, correct? So there's a lot of movement therapy too. We'll look forward to learning more as the months go along. Thank you for joining us today, Amy.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.